Welcome back guys. Marvel Spider-Man 2 has received 3 updates since its rocky launch on PC platform. I tested the launch build of this game on my Windows PC that has a Ryzen 5700X 3D processor and an RTX 2070 Super GPU. The game was stuttering a lot and was also crashing frequently. Many experts pointed out the stuttering was caused by the poor implementation of Direct Storage API. With these new updates installed, I tested the game for hours on my PC. It did not crash even once. It seems the crashing issue has been resolved. It stuttered less as well. This is the latest update for the game. Patch 1, release notes, various crash fixes based on player feedback. The game is still very heavy on the GPU. Now it supports DLSS 4. Upscaler version is 310.0.0. A newer version of DLSS Upscaler is already available. It's version 310.2.1.0 that uses the model preset K. I'll show you the process of updating DLSS. Nvidia app method did not work for me, so I'll just manually update it. Download the latest version of DLSS from Tech Power Up's website. This is the latest version. Click on download here. Just click on any of these servers. Download will start. Open DLSS Upscaler's archive file. Copy this DLL file. Just need to paste it in the game's install directory. I own the Steam version of the game. Select the game in your library. Right click, manage. Click on browse local files. Paste the DLL file here. Just replacing the older version of DLSS with the newer version. Replace. You can check its version now. 310.2.1.0. I'll be using DLSS Debug overlay to verify the version of the upscaler and its model preset. We'll be executing this registry code provided by Emos. Copy these lines. Create a text file anywhere on your PC. Name it anything you want. I'll just name it overlay. Change the extension from .txt to .reg. Hit enter. Yes. Select, right click, open with Notepad. Paste the lines here. If you want to disable the debug overlay, just replace number 4 with 0. Like this. I'll revert the change as I want to enable the debug overlay. Click on file, click on save, close the file. Execute the registry file. Yes. Okay. That's it. Nvidia has confirmed that Reflex low latency is not compatible with other frame generation technologies such as FSR Frame Generation. Now what does this mean for RTX 20 and 30 series GPU owners? If there is a game that officially supports FSR Frame Generation and Reflex, after enabling these two settings, Nvidia Reflex won't help much in cutting down the additional latency caused by FSR Frame Generation. Yes, you heard it right. This is because AMD uses FSR Frame Generation swap chain for enabling their frame generation, and Reflex is a part of Nvidia's Streamline. But there is a way to use Reflex with FSR Frame Generation on RTX 20 and 30 series GPUs. It's by using Nukem9's DLSS FSR mod. This mod uses Streamline for enabling FSR Frame Generation, basically replaces DLSS Frame Generation with FSR Frame Generation. This is why Reflex works with it. You will be easily able to perceive the difference in latency in any game running using the mod Frame Generation and the official Frame Generation. I'll be using build version 0.110 of Nukem9's mod. You can download it from GitHub. We'll give its link in the description. Just click on this blue link. Big thanks to Upscaler community member Vlad for sharing this build. Click on the download icon here. Download will start. Open the mods archive file. Just copy these two DLL files. Version DLSS FSR 3. AMD is better. Paste them in the game's installed directory. Right here. That's it. You need to make sure hardware accelerated GPU scheduling setting is enabled. Right click anywhere on the desktop, click on display settings, click on graphics, click on advanced graphics settings. From here enable hardware accelerated GPU scheduling setting. If your monitor supports VRR, enable the setting as well. Now I'll enable VSYNC from Nvidia control panel. Click on manage 3D settings, click on program settings. From this drop down bar you need to select Spiderman 2. Okay, it's not showing up here. Click on add. Here look for Spiderman 2. There it is. Scroll down to the end. VSYNC set to on. My monitor is G-Sync compatible. I'll enable the corresponding settings for it. Click on setup G-Sync here. Apply the changes first. Enable the following settings. Enable G-Sync compatible. Enable for full screen mode. Enable settings for the selected display model. With Reflex enabled combined with Nvidia control panel VSYNC, FPS should be capped at a value slightly lower than your display's max refresh rate value. For example, if your display supports up to 144Hz refresh rate, FPS will be capped at 138, and if your display supports up to 240Hz refresh rate, FPS will be capped at 225. This produces a very smooth looking animation with low latency. In-game settings. Full screen mode, resolution Full HD, Upscaler DLSS using its quality preset. Yeah, we have access to DLSS frame generation. This means Nukem9's mod is working. First, I'll run the game without it. Off. Reflex setting on. In-game VSync off. First, I'll run the game using the high preset. Post-processing effects disable. Bloom, vignette, chromatic aberration. Screen shake and full screen effect disabled. Motion blur strength and film grain strength set to nil. Ray tracing off. We are in. Check out the debug overlay in the bottom left corner. Model preset used is K. Version of the upscaler 3.1. Base resolution 720p upscale to full HD resolution. Swinging around the city, it's a bit dusty. The city is covered in dust. This happens after the end of our fight with Sandman. Lot of non-playable characters are present here, good for testing the game. Animation quality is looking a bit jarring. Now I'll enable official FSR frame generation. Frame generation set to FSR 3.1. Back to the game. The FPS increased to around 100. Can observe the added amount of smoothness. VRAM usage is around 7.4 GB, not exceeding the VRAM limit. It's 8 GB for my GPU. I'll be honest, the camera seems to be floating. It's almost as if I'm using a cloud gaming service, but it's man. Spiderman is not a shooter. Overlay is not a part of the game interface. The game's interface is not flickering though. After verifying the DLSS Upscaler details, you can disable debug overlay. Now I'll just switch to Nukem9's FSR frame generation. Set frame generation to DLSS frame generation. Apply. Back to the game. Frame generation graph is not a flat line now. Optiscaler community member Molling told me it was due to the recent streamline changes. This should not affect the performance. Hopefully, your game is running very smoothly. And I'll be honest guys, your latency feels much better with Nukem9's mod. It's close to native input. I'll just disable the debug overlay now, test the game in other areas, edit the overlay.reg file that we created earlier. Replace number 4 with 0. Click on file, click on save, close. Execute the registry file. Run the game. The dust has been cleared. I'll be swinging around the city. FSR frame generation implementation not perfect in this game. Just observe the shadow flickering. In the case of both Nukem9's mod and the official FSR generation implementation.
That guy nearly hit somebody. I better do something. Wait a minute. Think you ready?
Criminal activity is going on.
No! You ain't taking us!
Keep opening Nvidia overlay. My bad. So this is the open world experience. I'll just load the Sandman fight now. Playing as Miles, there's Sandman. I'll just swing around him. Keep an eye on the FPS counter. Fancy effects in this boss fight can slow down the game. 90 to 130 FPS. Miles went flying.
Time for face to
I
face.
just shoot webs at him now. Finish the fight.
This is for your own good. Give him today's forecast.
Waiting for Peter to jump in.
100%
There he is.
Got him right where we
Smash that water tank on his face.
Guys, the water tank on the Matheson building should do the trick. We're talking 10,000 gallons here. Got it. Thanks, Genki.
Should have stayed away.
Need to scale the building. That was Sandman's attacks.
Still think we got
Oh,
him
that
right
was
where we
close.
want him? I admit I may have
He's not done yet.
And he's definitely getting bigger. Keep climbing. We're so close. The water tank.
This is just a cutscene. Yeah, they can be very heavy on the processor. See, FPS drop to 80. The input delay has nothing to do with the cutscene, so the low base FPS should not be a problem here. Now I'll be playing as Miles, fighting against Sandman's minions. Use his Venom Punch ability. This sequence is very heavy on the GPU. Lot of particle effects.
What happened? I ended up outside.
I'll quickly clear the area.
Hit the roof. That water tank's our only shot.
Only have one ability at the moment. We can unlock more abilities as the game progresses. So good experience with Nukem9's mod on RTX 2070 Super GPU. Crashing issue does seem to be fixed with the latest game updates. That's it with the video, guys. I hope you find it useful. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.
Only way is up.